Hello and welcome. In Adopt Unity, not Uniformity project, we always promote unity. We believe that unity brings prosperity, happiness, and an environment of inclusivity. But to apply a reflection on our thoughts, because unity also includes reflection, we always talk to and communicate to the experienced, diverse leaders who always faces many challenges and resistance in their journey. Today we are with Mayor Bobbie Singh from City of Elk Grove. We welcome her and we want to learn from her that what her means from diversity, unity, uniformity and inclusivity.
Hanji. So we live in Elk Grove, and Elk Grove is one of the most diverse cities in the entire United States.
Yes.
I am a proud Punjabi Sikh American born in India, so representing diversity from our community. And our city council members are also very diverse. So in order to celebrate diversity and inclusivity, uniformity, I think you mentioned,
Yes.
we want to make sure that we see you and celebrate you
Yes.
as you are. So that means all of our diverse cultures, our different communities, whether you're Sikh, whether you're Chinese, whether you're Vietnamese, whether you're African American or Latino, we want to make sure that we are celebrating your cultural heritage, not only in our city, but also in the United States.
So as we celebrate everybody's thoughts and beliefs
Yes.
and their cultures.
Right.
So you born in India, come to the United States.
Yes.
Did you ever faces any challenges and resistance to your journey to become a mayor? Because came from a normal family and came to the different country as an
Right.
immigrant and then become a mayor. What
Yeah.
type of challenges and resistance you faces to this journey to become a mayor that includes unity and uniformity, and how you will differentiate them?
Sure. So my journey, I moved to the United States when I was 4 years old. And when I was attending schools, nobody looked like me. There weren't other Punjabis or even Indians. There were no Indians in my classes. Not until I got to middle school, then I saw more Indians, more Punjabis that looked like me. So when I moved to this country, I always felt isolated and alone because my neighbors, my friends, they didn't eat the same food. They didn't eat roti da khana.
Yes.
They didn't speak
That's
Punjabi. They didn't look like us. My parents wore traditional Punjabi outfits. So we look different. So it's when you become part of a community. So my job as mayor, it was hard because I'm the first Sikh woman mayor in this country. Woman.
Yes.
So it took 125 years for the Sikh community to have a woman mayor. 125 years. So the challenges are great because our community, we are very successful being businessmen, being doctors, being engineers, being attorneys, but we are not participating in politics in the government process.
That's true. Not in the leadership.
Not in those leadership roles, and particularly as a woman. So it's a long journey, and sometimes you're alone. But what I am proud to say is more and more of our Sikh community, our Punjabi community, even our Indian American community, we are getting a lot more involved in the political process. So that's important for me.
Yes, it's very important. As you mentioned, you are totally diverse for the communities when your parents and you came to the United States.
Right.
You become a mayor, faces all challenges and you face them.
Yes.
After becoming a mayor, what initiative and policies you implemented in your city and constituency
Yeah.
to remove those differences and
Sure.
celebrate a unity?
Sure. So actually next month we have our multicultural festival.
That's great.
And so we are celebrating all of our beautiful diverse cultures that are here in Elk Grove. We are a city of almost 200,000 people and we come from all cultures. And the largest community is the Asian American community, which is our community. So we are going to showcase all of the beautiful diversity of our city. And that's one way we celebrate all of the different communities here in Elk Grove. But we also recognize them throughout the year. For example, in November is Sikh Heritage Month.
Yes.
It's an opportunity for us as a city to teach our community about the Sikh community. The Sikh community and the Sikh religion is the 5th largest religion. Many people don't know that.
Yes.
So it's our responsibility to also educate. So as the first Sikh woman mayor, I feel it's my responsibility to teach others about my culture and my religion. It's my responsibility, not theirs, right? So when we see hate crimes and bullying, it's because we aren't educating. So that is our responsibility. So it's your responsibility and mine to make sure we are educating and informing our neighbors.
So this is about the city of Elk Grove.
Yes,
And when we talk about the leadership,
yes,
the leadership play a special role for the diverse communities. It's Sikhs, it's Christian, it's
Right.
Hindus, it's Muslims, all communities.
right,
So I will say the Elk Grove is a diverse community.
Yes.
All the communities lives here.
yeah,
But beyond the boundaries of Elk Grove, you need to represent to the White House, to the United States, to the global.
right.
So how a leader can become a diverse leader, and can you give some examples for the diverse leaders like you that they implemented diversity and tell the others that their cultures and tell them that this is a diverse culture. It's not a uniformity culture, it's not a uniform culture, it's a unity culture.
Right, and unity culture for me means you're still celebrating who you are. We're not asking you to assimilate and just become 100% American. The identity is important because our country is a nation of immigrants.
Yes.
We all come from different cultures. So we also celebrate our unity and diversity because this land belongs to the Native American community.
Yes.
So we honor and recognize them as well. But in terms of representation in the White House and in other states, there are not only different celebrations and festivals that honor and recognize different cultures, but you're seeing more communities from all backgrounds running for political office. But for leadership, you don't always have to be in elected office.
Yes.
You have to take leadership roles in your community, joining Rotaries, joining nonprofits, other civic organizations. The more you become part of a community, then those other communities will understand you and celebrate you. Our expectation is what we do here locally, we spread that in other cities, and then obviously in the United States. United States, we're celebrating it right now with our vice president. She's not only the first woman, but she's also half Indian and half African American. So that is rich diversity right there being celebrated all the way to the White House. But we need to do better. Our members of Congress and our senators still don't look like the diverse communities they represent. So this is our opportunity as Indian Americans, as Punjabis, to become more involved and also hold our elected officials accountable, make sure that they know who we are. Because we are very successful in America. They look to us for their checkbooks when it comes to fundraising, but then they forget to represent us.
Yes, that's true.
So we need to make sure that the elected officials represent our interests too. But that's our responsibility to hold them accountable.
So it's about the education, to educating others and educating ourselves.
Right.
So in the schools, so I believe there will be a Elk Grove school district.
Yes.
So in the school districts, there are many teens, the students,
Yeah.
those don't know about the diverse cultures.
Right.
Is there any policies that you
Yes.
are going to be planned to implement that, to teach them from the starting what's are diverse cultures and how to celebrate them?
Yes, so I actually served on the Elk Grove School District for 8.5 years. I am proud that I led the efforts, that our textbooks, the curriculum, has Sikhism in there.
Yes, please.
So that our diverse communities need to read about themselves. They need to see themselves in textbooks because that's how they learn to have more self-confidence and appreciate who they are and where they come from. So we see that in our textbooks. All of our diverse communities are represented in textbooks. I also initiated the Sikh Awareness and Appreciation Month because a lot of our students were being bullied that wore the dastar.
Yes.
And so it's an opportunity to teach, to let the students know who we are and where we come from. But that responsibility ultimately falls on us.
Yes, it's always on us what we tell them who we are and how we represent ourselves.
Right.
So when we talk about the minorities and majorities, always when we go anywhere and we live in a democracy, so there are always minority and majority. But in democracy, when we vote or do something, it goes on majority because
Right.
they are in a majority.
Right.
How you think it can be proportionate minority and include them in those decisions or decision-making processes to make a good decisions for the city and the community?
Sure, so even while it's a majority rule, the voice of the minority voices is very important because the majority changes.
Yes.
Not one party holds control forever. And so you have to be actively involved in the process. And the voices of the minorities are always important because as bills are being discussed and public policies are being discussed, all sides are brought together to have meaningful discussion for the changes we want to see. So, whether like right now, the Democratic Party, they're in control in the presidency, in the Senate, but not in the House. But this is where it works. We all have to work together because one day somebody's president, somebody else can be president. We all have to work together and make decisions in the best interest of the entire country.
So what do you think, when we apply the unity or diversity and inclusivity, how many opportunities it brings for education, development and innovation, and how it will create a better world for living and work?
Well, I think innovation is very diverse already. I think some of the entrepreneurs come from all different backgrounds. California is sort of the birthplace of innovation in Silicon Valley. And when you look at those, they come from all different cultures. So it's really being able to celebrate and recognize who all of the great talents are and showcasing them.
So we already talked a lot about the unity and uniformity. Everything is on place, everything playing a good role and important role in the office, but how you measure that they are actually practices in the office?
In the office, so like in the city of Elk Grove, we are committed to hiring based on that diversity and equity lens. So because our community is so diverse, we want our workforce, our staff, to look like the communities they serve. So the way you measure that is in your hiring practices. So it's to make sure that our police officers, that we make sure that we have 6 that are serving on the police force, and other communities are also on the police force, but also in leadership roles. That's how you inspire the next generation to be a part of the process because they need to see us in leadership roles. So my job as a woman and also as a Sikh woman, my job is to inspire young Indian Sikh girls to aspire to leadership roles. When they see me, they know that I can make it, so can they.
So we are very proud to talk to her. She is the first Sikh mayor in the United States, and she faces many challenges and resistance and face them, and she is a very strong woman and then reach to this position. So diversity and inclusivity or unity does not mean only religion, face, color or gender. It is about thinking, apply reflection on ourselves. We are very thankful to Mayor Bobbie Singh to give us her precious time, and we will look forward to talk to him in future if we need more guidance on unity and uniformity from her. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.